We'll be starting very, very, very soon, so bear with us. Streaming on Facebook, streaming on Twitch, and we're streaming on YouTube. So we're joined by some very, very special guests as we wrap up this week of broadcasts in Drum and Bass Paradise, aka Sun and Bass, aka San Teodoro, Sardinia. Thank you so much to everybody who's been a regular viewer on these shows here. It's having the chats. I was going to say big up Stream Elements, but that's just a bot in my chat. Okay. We're going to be joined by Arp XP very, very, very soon. We're going to learn a little bit more about the Sun and Bass label. We're going to learn more about Sun and Bass history as we wrap up with many special guests, and we will be finalising with an amazing set from Adi-J as we wrap up. Plenty of people are expected to go through. I'm going to invite my first guest to the show, Arp XP. How are you doing, sir? Come along. We get a round of applause, please, from the audience. Thank you very much. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Right. Hello. Oh, hold on. I think we need to turn your mic on. Which one is it? That one? There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Hello, guys.
How are you doing?
I'm very well. Very
Excellent.
tired.
I was going to say we're at the end, really, now, the penultimate day of the event.
Yes.
Oh, no, this is regular for you now. Is this it? Are you feeling more tired than you usually would at the end of the week, or has it been easier, harder?
I don't want to say easier, but I'm tired, but I'm very happy. It's a special edition for us, so there was a lot of work before the event. For many reasons, because it's very important for We also made a book, so we spent months and months, digging, in old pictures,
Wow.
old hard drives and CDs. So I had to buy a CD-ROM reader from Temu, because
Old school.
you don't know how to read CDs in these days. So we are very happy because it's like we want to show to also the new people what Sun and Bass meant for us in the last 20,
Yeah, what it's meant for you, what it means, and how much you've achieved, really, and how deep it all goes. When did you get involved with Sun and Bass? 'Cause obviously you're actually from Sardinia as well, aren't you? So, how did you link up with Martina and Stefano?
It's funny because we start talking in 2004 because I was working in a drum and bass project called Smoke, Information Records, and blah blah blah. I was doing parties in Sardinia, and so we start talking with Stefano in a message board called drumandbass.it, and so there was a festival of drum and bass in Sardinia, and then I said, hey, I want to be part of this. And that was 2004, and then we start working together, and so here we are.
Wow, so are you one of the original drum and bass artists to operate in Sardinia? What was the scene like prior to Sun and Bass?
Okay, in the book you can see some parts of the older drum and bass history in Sardinia, and it was like a very complex story because there was a very important techno scene here, also in the 80s and 90s, and the drum and bass was basically the chill out room. Or the drum and bass in Sardinia was like lounge music, or liquid, very jazzy things. So maybe you have a big party with Laurent Garnier, and the second room was drum and bass stage. Okay, just a random. Also, there was an Italian artist called Nicola Conte. I don't know if you know it. That was a little bit, broken beat, drum and bass-ish, but that was the style of music, And then I grew up with that style. That obviously changed during the years, but yeah, there was something before,
I think you can hear that eclecticism and that range and the techno element and that kind of variety in your signature as an artist as well.
Yeah. I've been very, very influenced by that music because I like to give to my music different elements. I really love drum and bass, but the music is very
It's a wider world than one genre, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So this is it's
Cool. So then you linked up then from 2004, and now you become an integral part of the operation in so many different ways. Not just kind of as a DJ and an artist as part of the community, but as a designer responsible for all the artwork, which changes every year as well.
Yeah.
All of the artwork on the label, and you actually manage and run the label as well, Sun and Bass Recordings.
Yeah, I managed the label with Stefano, and I started doing the graphics. Not at the very beginning. There was like an old designer, Manuel, and I work as a label manager. I mean, I'm not a label manager, but we try to do our best because we think that the label can be like the perfect output for what we think is the Sun and Bass.
Yeah.
As the identity, what we like, the type of music. So it's not just one style, but this is what you can hear here at the festival during the week. So we try to, get
That's
in touch
lovely.
with artists and, find new faces like that guy there. Like,
That guy.
that guy, Tsar. And, we try to do our best. But obviously we are not doing the label as our, main thing.
No.
But we like to, discover new music and artists and whatever.
It's like, I can relate to that in a very small way with the label operations of One More Thing in a way, and I know a lot of artists would be able to relate to that in terms of a label is kind of like your shop window, isn't it? It's like I don't want to use the term marketing tool because that seems incredibly dry and horrible, but it is a little window into what you do and what represents you musically. And when I think about the lineup and so many different things, I mean, you can go in every single direction possible, really, can't you? It just as long as it's a vibe, then it kind of suits Sun and Bass in that type of way, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, because, the drum and bass world is very big. So, what do you expect from a drum and bass festival? Everything. Because it's like, it's very complex, okay, with many subgenres, but we don't care. If the music is good, then,
It's
okay.
all welcome, definitely.
Yeah.
So I would like to hear something classic first because we're playing some music. So let's play a little bit of music before we find out what's coming up. There's loads of amazing music coming up on Sun and Bass Recordings.
Okay.
I've been privy to some of this. But first, I'd like to go back in time. Play us something that really means something to you. I'll play something that means something to me. It's called a jingle.
You're in tune with the One More Thing Sun and Bass Social. Keep it locked.
Please do keep it locked. We've got Arp XP with us right now. We're going to be joined by lots of other people throughout the next 2 hours, including Zar, including Dogger, including Sabrina, Adi-J, many, many more. Maybe. It depends. Okay, wow. So I believe that was a collaboration with yourself and Alibi. Is that correct? Cool.
Hey, yes, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Tell us about that then. So that's not like super early in the Sun and Bass recordings days. Is it a year or so old now?
Yeah,
is
a
it?
year. Yeah, last year. Yeah, we start talking about possible collaboration 1 week before the festival. Just let's do something special, and then this is the track. Can you? The title track is 1 week before, quite late. Not very original, yeah, but it worked.
Do you work well to deadlines? We've kind of established that you got your fingers in quite a lot of pies. You do a lot of stuff. You're a designer. You're a freelance. You work in many aspects of drum and bass behind the scenes. Do you respond well to deadlines? Are they something that kind of help you finish things and get them across the line and stuff?
Yeah, it's a delicate topic.
That's nicely put. I need a deadline, or otherwise nothing gets done.
Yeah, sometimes it's very hard. It depends, because deadlines sometimes are just, random days, not really, it's just, I need before a certain date. So.
Yeah, like an arbitrary date, really, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a stressful topic.
And but also you set that as well yourself, don't you, as well as the label manager, so you'd set deadlines for people to send stuff to you, and so, you're stuck in the middle of
but I'm a good guy.
You're a good guy. So there's
I'm
loads of
always
stuff.
like, don't worry. I work with Germans. I'm the Italian Sardinian guy, then it's like much easier for us.
Yeah. That is a kind of clash, isn't it, with German efficiency and Italian relaxedness and style.
Sometimes I'm definitely more German than some of them.
Wow, this is why the topic is
in a good way. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but in a good way. Yeah.
Cool. So there's loads of stuff coming out on Sun and Bass recordings now, isn't there? Like I was hanging out with T.R.A.C. He's a very good friend of mine, and I know he's got a release because we were sitting down enjoying the beach. And then he had to go and do an interview for his EP. And I know that he's got an EP coming out. I know that Mark's System has got an EP coming out. Tell us everything. What can you tell us? Because obviously there's some stuff you might not be able to.
There is also Bailey.
Bailey, go on. Yes, Bailey told us that, actually. Yes.
And there is Zar and T.R.A.C. They are here. We have Jason. Hello, Jason. And we are... very, very good schedule for the future because a lot of very good music. So
cool. Are you ramping things up a bit?
Yeah. And also we want to show, as I said before, the variety of different music. So I think now I want to play one track because it sounds very different from Zar tracks.
Ooh.
So they are like two different part of the same thing. Okay, so
brilliant.
Let me introduce this track.
Okay, right. So we are about to wade into exclusive town now. Arp XP is the mayor of Dub Central, and he's busy selecting that while I'm busy pressing. Oh no, don't even have time for a jingle. That's how we're moving on this Friday. So one more thing, Sun and Bass Social. So this is from T.R.A.C, exclusive from T.R.A.C. Got a lot of appreciation for Joe T.R.A.C. He actually stood in for Spy this week. Spy was unable to come, so he played Spy.
This world is a dream of a dream.
Played Spy. He dressed up as Spy. So big up everybody in the chat. Big up Shadow Mac, big up Interstellar Audio, big up Gooder. You're tuned to lots of exclusives. Arp XP sharing the future of Sun and Bass recordings. Coming up very soon, we've got Zar, his second interview in this series of broadcasts. Got
This world
A-sides.
is a dream of a dream.
We've got Dogger, Sabrina, Adi-J. Yeah, really, really feeling that. So that is coming out from T.R.A.C.
Big up
sometime.
T.R.A.C.
Yeah, huge up to T.R.A.C. And huge up as well, Sydney Bryce, who is also going to be on that EP. So that's great. It's really cool to hear what is coming up on Sun and Bass Recordings. We're actually going to talk to an artist who we've already spoken to once before, way back in the week. It feels like 100 years ago now, on Tuesday, I believe. For the Space Cadet one. We'll be speaking to Zar in a moment, as he's not just releasing an album on Space Cadet, he's also releasing an EP on Sun and Bass Recordings. He's just coming up from the audience now. So tell me about, like, while he's coming round, tell us how this EP came about and how you started working with this talented young man.
We started working last year. Ciao bello. He's half Italian. I mean, less than half Italian. And we started working last year. He's a part of a team now. It's a very
Speaking
good
to
guy.
the microphone a bit more.
And
Buongiorno.
yes, buongiorno. He tries to speak Italian sometimes. I mean, it's very good, but you know.
Hello.
Hello again. So we started working last year. He's a part of a team now. It's a very good guy, super talented. So he sent us a lot of music, and then we said, "Come on, let's go, let's do it now."
Oh, go on, cool.
Yeah, and it's a
yeah.
collaboration with that guy there.
Man like
We'll get him
Track
up
in
as
the
well in a
audience. Wow, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
come. Yeah.
Don't be shy,
It
man.
wouldn't be a thing without this guy here. So pick up.
Oh, brilliant. Wow, we're coming full circle now. So one of the very first guests on this whole series of streams is coming back. He's coming back.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh,
What's he going
the other way
Come around this way.
He's going the wrong way. Cool. We've got Track in the house. There we go.
You think I know how to walk around here by now, but I'm still getting lost.
How was your week been?
It's been great. It's been great. Last night, rocked out with Paul T and Ed. It was a great time, and still going, I guess, right? Still going.
Still going. We are all still going.
Don't know how, but
We're right. So, I mean, this is your second time on this show. You were telling us about your Space Cadet release last time.
Yep.
So, how will this EP differ then? Does it show another side to you as an artist in that way?
I think it's more like it's still very jazzy and hip hop influence, but I think it's got more of a neo soul feel. We've got a couple features as well, like singers on there.
Cool.
One track, the title track, is actually very jazzy. Like you could play it in the jazz club.
Yes.
Wow, is that the one we're going to play? Is that what you've got
Could
lined
be,
up?
yeah.
Yeah,
we
cool.
could. Yeah,
Well,
shall I
which
play
one?
it? Yeah.
Oh, wow, there's been... wow.
The wind is very strong today.
It is wind and bass today. There's broken bottles now out in the
Should we-
audience.
Should we maybe play the track and then talk about it after?
Yeah. Let's play the track. So is this the same one with Track on as well?
Yes, this is called Artful Ride. Dropping soon. I know Colette Warren is also on the collaboration. A new vocalist is on there. I cannot remember her name because I'm just waking up. But we have a few things working out, and it's a really nice little piece of work. I can't wait for heads to hear sometime soon. So
Cool. So you were hosting last night there with Paul T and Ed.
yeah, I was hosting. We tried to close out, and then we had Murphy's Law happen. The system went, and I thought it was actual bass line. So I thought it was setting up a bass line. It was going, I was like, here it comes. Oh, that's not.
No, it was a
That was
technical
something else going on. Oh, we got to turn it off? Oh, okay.
These things happen. That happened in our show the other day as well with a strange sound on this. Right. So this is the Jazz Club one. This is the title track.
Yeah, this is Artful Ride. It's called.
Feels good to be home. Life's been an artful ride. You don't mind if I Brooklyn vibe? Or catch me on Toronto side? It's all good for the heart and mind, yeah. Life's been an artful ride. Don't mind if I Brooklyn vibe? Or maybe just catch me on Toronto side, yeah. Yeah, good for the heart and mind. Morning strolls to the streets where the dawn timely parts. Push up and park up, stretch to spit the monarch. The fields that follow, they might seem colossal, but they scream apostle like it's out the gospel. Beaming at full throttle, I've been through many scenes, all real, no costumes. Any schemes, we model cook with dreams in the bottle. Wishes of the joy, see nice things, we royalty. Yeah, Joyce, nice things, royalty. Nice things for kings and queens in the scene.
So smooth. That's beautiful. What's it like when you get a beat like that coming through? I'm going to assume that it comes through digitally because of the transatlantic thing. What's it like when you wake up to a beat like that? Like, do you instantly get pictures in your mind of what you're going to start telling a story about, or do you let it dwell and cogitate for a while? Well, I guess every example is different, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but the best beats make the picture easy for you to make. And this right here, literally, it may be in my mind because my mind is crazy. But I had like this feeling of like living down the block from Spike Lee, or just being around a lot of jazzists these days. You know, we're over in Park Slope in Brooklyn. There was an immense amount of jazz musicians just living along the brownstones, and we all just wanted to be a part of their lives or become them in the same form. Yeah. And that was the feeling I got. I got really a Brooklyn-esque feel, just because of the influence when you hear those when you hear the horns. And you know, and the same thing with Toronto. When you go to Toronto, the reason why I love Toronto so much is that parts of Toronto really remind me of Brooklyn, and I related it through the brownstones on there. And it's a great listen.
Yeah.
You know, Track is out here still trying to save liquid, guys. I got y'all. Yeah, you know.
And Zara's here reviving it as well. Like, I mean, what's it like? You know, like I asked them what it's like to get a beat from you like that. What's it like when you get bars like that back as well?
Well, I don't know. I just wanted to try something different as well because I know T and like I love his music from the start. And when we started working together, I wanted to do something a bit different. And yeah, I don't know how that came about. I sort of wrote the chords and thought it was a bit like different, like jazzy, and then all the horns on that track are actually all recorded in my studio from a trumpet player that I work with quite frequently. So that was
cool.
Yeah. So that's all like live recordings and stuff. And then just send it. I think I sent it to T when it was like little idea sort of thing, and then we just built it from there.
Nice.
Yeah, and just to add, we actually performed this record like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And it felt hella
At
good.
Bar Harbor.
At Bar Harbor,
yes.
we did. Yeah. Last tune in the set of Track Live.
And to hear it, you could kind of tell people was like, "Oh, what is this?" And,
yeah.
And it came off real well out there, yeah. So,
Nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Amazing. So do you know whether, I mean, this is probably a question for Arp XP, who's disappeared now, but another guest has arrived. I mean, I'm literally just going to grab him as he's coming up because he's relating to the Sun and Bass Recordings part of this show. So like Mark System has literally just walked up. I was wondering if he was going to come on the show. He's here. Have you got your tunes as well? Yes, go on. He's got his tunes as well. So we're such a slick operation. So do you guys know when that's coming out yet? Can you share any details? That's probably a question for Simone, really, isn't it?
Probably, yeah. Whenever I get them done, or the pre-masters, I'm probably quite long with that.
Paging T.R.A.C, please.
Soon.
Nothing. Well, I mean, nothing can be rushed, really, can it? Or unless we take a leaf out of Nominee's book from yesterday, Outrage's book, when he told Killjoy to just hurry up on his album. So, Track, thank you very much. Anzar, thank you very much. Like, 2 repeat guests on the One More Thing Sun and Bass Social.
We play one more.
We've got Mark System, and then we've got Dogger, we've got A-Side, we've got Sabrina, we've got Adi-J. So I'm afraid 2 interviews. It's a greedy man. Zara is a greedy man. 2 interviews, and he wants to play more music. We're going to listen to something from Mark System. Thank you very much. Can we get a round of applause, please, for T.R.A.C and Zara? Okay, no, no round of applause. I didn't go to. Hey, that's more like it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's very windy here. Right, so we've got Arp XP and we've got Mark System. He literally just walked across the lawn, which you can't see because you're just looking at me in this amazing pizza oven, the pizza oven of bass, where we don't cook pizzas. We cook bass, we do shoes, we cook content. I don't know what we're doing, I'm just talking nonsense. I'm waiting for somebody to be ready to talk to me. No, Mark, I'm going to ask you some questions. Don't put your microphone down. How are you?
Pretty good. I'm
Yeah?
Sun and Bass.
Cool. Did you actually go out last night? I know you've been taking it easy. Or...
Yeah, I popped out last night.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any good?
Yeah, it was great. We heard Mantra doing her thing, which
Go on.
is yeah. I mean,
I'm a
Yes.
huge fan of Rupture, but I didn't go last night because I thought I was going to have an early night, and then I stayed up until 3 o'clock obsessing over what tunes I was going to play at my set tonight at Amber Day.
that's healthy.
Yeah, but at least I gave my voice a bit of a rest, really. 'Cause that was the thing. It's like that's all we do. We just shout over the din, really, every single night. So it's like I just needed to take a break. But I know that you've been taking it easy. You're a regular at Sun and Bass. You've been taking it easy, haven't you, on this one?
Yeah, I mean, in the early years when I used to come here, I'd try and fit everything in, go everywhere I possibly could, and it's not an impossible task, but it's
It'll
close
break
to
you.
it.
It'll break
You know,
you.
yeah, and so now I pick my battles, and then I go into battle properly
Yeah.
when I pick them right.
Yeah, roll your sleeves up and go
Yeah,
into
that's
war.
it. Get dirty.
Go on, cool. Which direction are we going to go now? Because I wanted to play some exclusive music. You've got an EP coming out on Sun and Bass.
Yeah.
What can you tell us at this moment?
There's 5 tracks. We've had the EP planned for a long, long time. People are nodding. Excuse me. I've been a perfectionist about it. There's been tracks that have been dropped and tracks that have been added. It wasn't originally planned to be. I think it was originally planned to be a single, and now there's 5 tracks. So they're made over a period of time. Some of it's very recent, some of it's a few years old. So there's music that I've played in my sets at Sun and Bass in the past that have been important for me and for people that have danced to it. And then there's newer stuff that's kind of a bit more has less of a history to it. So,
Okay.
so it's a real mix.
So I think you know what set I'm going to ask you about. Would I recognise any of the tunes from that legendary set that I banged onto you about many, many times? And we talked about yesterday, you know, not on the stream or anything, but just but personally, that Cleveland What Kiss was given like a free curry at a festival recently because the food van really liked his mix so much. It's a mix that I listen to every single week. It's that one from the gazebo. Even Fabio come on the mic at the end and said it felt like the original days, that legendary mix. Are any of the tunes from the EP in that mix?
Yes.
Yeah. Is the tune that you're about to play in that mix?
No. Actually, I don't think it is. His point of reference in their mix, I can't remember what I played. Oh, he says it is.
Oh,
Arp XP is saying yes, it is from
I'll
the
be able
mix.
to tell you. Because I listen to the mix so much. And if you haven't heard it, viewers, big up everybody in the chat. Who are they interviewing? We're interviewing Mark System. Yes, I think this is on the mix. I'm not too sure actually. I'll hear it when it kicks in. But if you haven't, if you haven't, after this stream is done and dusted, and not during this stream because that would be rude, quite frankly. If you haven't, yes, this is on there, is it? This is definitely on the mix. Look up Mark System and Cleveland Watkins. I think it's Sun and Bass number 90, the mix. Yes, this is one of the tracks that I've always wanted to identify as well. Like, go and listen to the mix. It's possibly one of the best ever live recorded mixes in drum and bass, full stop. Mighty strong words. If you've been watching these streams on the regular, you'll know I'm full of them. So what is this called? Point of reference. So big up Marie Key. Big up Gooder. Hello to Kink. Nah, the sibilance is really bad. It's really windy here. We're on quite a ropey rig. We're doing what we can. It's DIY. It's sun and bass. It's one more thing. It's a very windy day. And there's quite a big audience now in front of us. Loads of people have congregated. So coming up, after Mark's told us more about his release, we're going to be talking to Dogger. We're going to be talking to A-Side. We're going to be talking to Sabrina. And we've got a set from Adi-J. Go on, this is awesome. You can spot a Mark System tune a mile off. Unhurried, space age, forward thinking, in a lane of their own. So is this kind of indicative, like the tunes on the EP you were saying were made over quite some period of time? Is that reflective of where you're at now, or is that quite nostalgic for an older, younger Mark System, as it were?
Are you talking about that tune we just listened to?
Yes,
yeah.
point of reference.
That's one of the older ones, but it was. I don't think I've written anything like it before or since, anyway. So, to me, it's timeless. So, and it's the inspiration comes from the unusual arrangement and where it kind of catches you off guard, and the builds all comes from my influences from house and techno, which is still current. So, but I don't want to write anything else that does that again, because it spoils the magic of point of reference and the way it plays with your mind a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. The bass line's just slightly behind the beat, isn't it? It's,
all these little it's really simple, but it's this nuanced, like tiny detail in it. That you feel rather than actually hear.
These are the little tricks. This is something that I've spoken to Serum about in great detail recently in a really deep interview, but it's the tiny little details that people don't notice, but that's the 10% extra on a tune. That's what gives something its longevity and makes it special and makes it stand out, really. It's the tiny little kind of subtleties, isn't it? The characteristics and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is, and these little nuances also become part, I think, for producers, it becomes part of our character, the way that we do use these little tricks that just add that little extra sparkle on top. And like pushing a bass out a little bit late, just to add just a touch of swing that's not really noticeable. I find myself doing it a lot, and it just brings music to life. I know that we all do it. We all got these little, just do that little thing, and there you go. That's it. It comes together.
Yeah, nice. And a lot of that, I guess, is more just when you're in the kind of flow state. Really, you don't realise you're doing that. It's not a contrived thing that you would do on a tune. It's the momentum of how you're kind of bringing the track together in that way, I guess.
Yeah, it is, and it's part of the process. The way that the beautiful tunes come together when it's obvious that musicians have said it throughout history that the ones that sort of write themselves tend to be the good ones.
Yeah.
You know, you can chip away at stuff for ages and weeks, and then one day just sit down for 4 hours and one just falls out, and you just, I always think that it's probably the weeks and weeks of writing stuff you're not happy with that you had to go through to end up writing something that took you a few hours to get the entire idea down.
Definitely.
But it's, you just do all those little tricks without thinking.
Yeah.
It really just falls out of your hands.
Cool, man. What are we going to fall into next? Because I know you got more music to play and stuff.
I really want to play you a remix that I've just finished for.
I can babble mindlessly and talk to people in the chat and stuff like that while you try and dig that out. That's no problem. First of all, viewers, I can thank you all for watching. Anybody who's stuck with the stream, anybody who's watched all of the shows as well, I want to give a huge shout out to Gooda, who's been moderating the chat and stuff on Twitch and easing me into Twitch, because I'm brand new to Twitch and I'm already broadcasting from Sun and Bass on here. So thank you to all of the viewers. I want to give a couple of shout outs. Who are we shouting at? Budman Stevel 1210. Someone saying my voice is getting deeper and deeper. Yeah, I'm getting less and less sleep every night as well. I've actually got some lozenges this time, and I've stopped talking for an entire night in order to be able to broadcast to you. My voice is getting deeper. Maybe we're just catching me maturing and my balls are dropping live on air on Sun and Bass. This is the type of babbling I'm doing on your behalf, Mark. I hope you're happy. I'm embarrassing myself to give you time to find your track. I'm just checking that the stream is working fine. Yeah, are we ready?
Yeah, no, I'm not ready at all.
Oh.
I just thought I'd interject and say how very good you are at it. Give me another 5 minutes, I reckon, and we'll
problem
get
at
to
all.
it. Yeah.
So right, we will be joined very, very soon as well. Stick around if you're able to on this very windy Friday. We've got Dogger, we've got A-Sides, we've got Sabrina, and we've got Adi-J as well. And other stuff seems to be happening and stuff like that. You know, that you never really know with this type of live content who else is going to kind of walk up and maybe get involved or collared in. Over the last few days, we've had people like Jumping Jack Frost come in very quickly. We've had Dom and Roland just sitting right in front of this kind of table situation that we've got, sticking his finger up. We've done streams in the rain. We've done streams in absolutely baking hot 30 plus degrees heat. And pretty much everything in between, except for snow. But I don't think there's any snow forecast. It is really, really windy. And if you're watching, Sun and Bass live on Facebook at the moment, you're actually in Sun and Bass and you're wondering what to do tonight, 7 o'clock, Amber Day. There's some DJ called No Dave. He's an idiot. Don't go and see him. Have we found our remix yet? No, he's going front. He's digging for another USB now.
I've got a version of it.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
It's not the version you want to play, or
The version, all it is just it's a mixed version. I know it's not the one that I chose in the end, but I know no one's going to notice the difference. There's 11 different mixes that I did of this track.
Wow.
And only I can tell the difference. You know, it's just like, just turn that hi-hat up just like 0.5 dB. And so, no, it's exactly the same. So, there's a small record label about to launch in Ibiza called One Records. It's actually a cafe in a town called San Teodoro called Word of Mouth. And they're a music focused place. They've set this record label up. The first release is by a guy called Sasha Galperin, and the tune's called Now, and I've remixed it. And one of the rules about this record label is that you can only release on the record label if you've played at this beach cafe.
Right.
And I've been going there for years. I met my girlfriend there, Natalie. Shout out to Natalie. And I've made loads of friends there. This place is really important to me. It's absolutely beautiful. It looks out onto the sea. So it's really inspirational for musicians. Lots of DJs play there. You always see a lot of producers hanging around there. They have live bands in there.
Proper creative hub, like.
It is, and he and the main guy there, Harry Charles, the creative director, gave me complete freedom. He said, "I want you to do this remix. I completely trust you with it." And at first, it was going to be. We were talking about me making this 12-minute long drum and bass thing, and I spent a year messing around with that, and it just wasn't working. So I ended up making something that's 111 BPM, and with all my drum and bass influences, but it just felt like it. It felt like it was much more natural flowing that way.
What? I said anything could happen, and look at this. Grooverider's coming in. Come on, man, grab the microphone. Wait, what's going on? Are you okay?
Yeah, we're getting out of here, so thank you, Sun and Bass.
There we
And that's the
go.
interview you wanted, Dave. I'm
Brilliant.
out.
There we are. Boom, mic drop. Don't drop the mic. That one's mine. Brilliant. See, there we go. Anything can happen. Thank you very much, Groove. Wicked.
Pleasant travels.
Yeah. Amazing. Right. 11 BPM, I think, was where we were at.
111, not 11. Wow, we'll be here all day.
Brilliant. Right. 111 BPM.
Yeah.
This is brilliant. And who did you say was a remix of again?
The artist is Sacha Galperin. He's a guitarist.
Wow.
And the track is called Now.
Right.
And it's the first release on one. It's not out yet. Not sure when. I'm not sure when it's going to come out. They're pressing on vinyl, and So that's anyway. It's a dub. It won't be out for a while.
Okay, we're back in exclusive town.
Mark
We never
System
left.
remix.
Brilliant.
You're in tune with the One More Thing Sun and Bass Social. Keep it locked.
Instantly liking the sound of this.
Dave's just told me the clock's ticking, and although the track's 8 minutes long, there's only going to be about 5 minutes of it.
Yeah, so this will be a slightly snippeted version, but we're going to speed it up so you can hear more of it. I'm cracking the whip here. This is live content from Sun and Bass, One More Thing Social, etc. This is Mark's system actually playing the trumpet. You play the trumpet?
Yeah, enough to record. Not really well enough to play live. I did play live with Rhea and Colette Warren once at Sun and Bass. Just came off with one track.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, was that your first instrument that you learned to play?
Yeah, it was. That's what I started on. Yeah.
Wow. Lots of things might blow your mind about Mark's system if you're a newer fan to drum and bass. You actually started as an MC as well, didn't you?
In drum and bass as an MC. Yeah. And loved it. But I started writing music as a kid, so I've already written first. But professionally as a drum and bass MC, yeah.
I need this. This is exactly the type of stuff. In fact, I could imagine playing this, what I'm playing later on. I like starting with this tempo and building it up and up and up. This is,
yeah. I've enjoyed playing it in sort of mixed genre sets as well. It's an unusual tempo. It's not much around it, 111 BPM, but that was just the speed that it just fit.
Sometimes, and I'm always fascinated by this, and I am going to fade that out because there's so many people to talk to and so much stuff to get through before we wrap up in this final episode. But I'm fascinated by that. The tempo the tempo decides itself with a lot of tracks, doesn't it? I mean, obviously, if you're just making one genre, then you're going to stick at that tempo. But when you're going across the board in that type of way, the speeds will kind of find itself in that way, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I think that was the problem I had when I was chipping away at this track trying to make it a drum and bass remix. I can't remember the tempo of the original, but it's slower. It's like about 95 or something like that. And it meant that if I doubled the melodic elements in a track, it just sounded stupid. Slowed them down, it sounded ridiculous. So I had to end up 111 BPM, which is natural. And I was lucky that the label owner was cool with me just doing whatever I wanted with the remix, and it gave me an opportunity to stretch out and do something I wouldn't normally do, and put music out that people aren't used to hearing me make.
We need more of that. That resonates for me. That's the type of briefing that I give anybody who's releasing music on One More Thing as well. Stretch out, like do something different, feel completely free, and don't worry about any expectations. But I think, kind of as an artist, you've been through that journey yourself anyway of stretching out, really, and that's why you kind of do what you do in the way that you do. You've gone past that point of worrying about kind of fulfilling expectations or anything like that, and you stretch out anyway as an artist, I think, really.
Yeah, I do, but I still feel restricted by. I'm a drum and bass producer, and I think in any music I make, and I've written all across the board, written a lot of media music, and that's totally different stuff. But I've written a lot of house and techno and hip hop over the years, but I kind of feel like it always sounds like a drum and bass producer making that genre. But this remix is me being me. It felt totally natural. It feels don't feel like drum and bass was holding me back with the track.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've turned a corner with it, and I'm going to be releasing more music that fits outside of drum and bass, alongside the drum and bass that I make.
I love that.
I feel like I've cracked it, basically.
Go on, that's wicked. I think this is a conversation to have at a different point because it's so deep and it could go on for ages and involve so many producers. But I actually think that drum and bass producers, when they tie their hand at another genre, smash it because of the ridiculously high levels within drum and bass. But whereas if let's say a house producer, let's say Tiesto, tries a drum and bass track. I don't know if that's ever happened or not. It's usually not very good.
No comment.
Talking hypothetically, of course. But do you know what I mean? Like, I think when someone comes from drum and bass and tries another genre, there is a different twang because it's the technical chops of drum and bass are at such a level.
For me, but I actually think there's a common misconception. Through listening to loads of different styles of music and getting deeply into other genres, I realised that they're all highly skilled. Like all these genres in dance music.
EDM? Even when you're just using splice samples?
Definitely. Well, I mean, if you're using splice samples, there's less of a skill, but it's still an incredible musical ear to understand what samples to put together. But there's so much music that it's easy to discount because we don't fully understand it. We all know drum and bass really well. We understand how technical it is, and it is famous for having a really technical edge to it, and it's nerdy. But I've dissected so much other music and realised that there's it's just deep and highly skilled in different ways. We're
Right,
probably
cool.
looking in the wrong places, you know.
No, or looking with blinkers on and making assumptions, perhaps. But yeah, I think that's a really interesting take, and you're absolutely right. The more you dig into anything, nothing is clear cut in that type of way, really. I think, I'm not a producer either, so I do base this off on a lot of things that are, told to me in interviews and stuff like that. But because of the hecticness, the pace, the energy, the intensity, and just the production levels that over the years have been set by the noises of the world, for example, and stuff like that, that it is another world. So it's great to hear that other perspective there, really. We're going to wrap up now. We're going to get Dogger now. We're going to get Dogger up onto the microphone now and wrap up the Sun and Bass recordings part of this. But, have you enjoyed this week?
Absolutely loved it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What's next on the Mark System schedule?
What have we got next? Worried about Henry closing party at Eden in Ibiza. I'm playing a closing set. So I'm playing the last tune at Worried About Henry. I know, it's crazy. We could have sat and talked about this. I've been playing Worried About Henry in Ibiza.
That's amazing.
They've given me freedom to be Mark System there, which is fantastic. And gives me an opportunity to speak to an audience that I wouldn't normally speak to musically. I don't know what I'm going to play for my last tune.
I think that's a real honour, and that's something really, really exciting, because a lot of people are going to Ibiza. It might be the first time they might be there on their first ever clubbing holiday. They might be 18, they're hearing drum and bass. They know about Boo, they know about all of the kind of big stuff that's happening at the moment and stuff like that. And then if they're staying to the end, they're raving to the end, you're going to take them to some places that they don't know exist yet.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
What an honour.
I've done at least one closing set there. And actually, I'll tell you a quick story. If you've got just 2 seconds, I planned a mix for the end of this set, and I forgot that I was playing an hour and a half. And it meant starting the mix 10 minutes early so that the tune finished exactly on time. And I was watching the clock, and so the whole mix finishes right on time. I was like, wow, that went perfectly. I can't believe it. I don't normally plan mixes, so I put a lot of pressure on myself to make sure I got this right. And people that were in front of me were just giving me these weird looks. And someone shouted to me saying, "You've still got another half an hour." And oh my God. And I just laughed at myself for the next 15, 20 minutes. Actually, that last half hour was my favourite bit of the set, because I just completely let go.
A free-for-all then. Like, oh, wow, go on.
Won't do that again.
Amazing. I hope that doesn't happen, because I've got loads of packing to do. I'm flying tomorrow, so I hope nobody comes up to me at the end of this show and says, no, you've got another half hour, and there's nobody left to interview, and I'm just standing here babbling in my stupid croaky voice. So we are going to invite the next guest. Mark System, thank you very much. Can we get a round of applause, please? Yay!
Thanks for having me, Dave.
Cool, awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you very much, man. Awesome. Wicked, cool. And now we welcome another very, very special guest now, Mr. Dogger, representing Precinct.
Yep.
How you doing, Dogger?
I'm not bad, mate. How are you?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. A little bit croaky.
Yeah.
I could do with some sleep. Just as simple as that, really.
I've had 2 nights off, so I'm not bad.
Go on.
Feeling all right, yeah.
Wicked. As I was just saying to Mark earlier, I think it was Mark, I tried to take a night off last night. I took a night off, but then I sat in front of my computer obsessing over the tunes I was going to play tonight. Have you got any advice for me? I'm absolutely shitting myself about my Sun and Bass debut. I'm happy to speak in front of an audience of my peers in industry, some of the biggest pioneers in the game and stuff all across the world. I'm happy to make a tit out of myself like this. No problem. Playing tunes, hiding behind the decks in front of probably an empty dance floor because it's the warm-up set. Shitting myself. Calm me down.
I think don't overthink it. I was with George Dub Physics just before we went away, and he came up with a pretty good analogy that kind of feels pretty fitting for our situation this year. He said everybody puts all their eggs in one basket and puts in loads of work for a certain thing, and they'll be going towards, like, it's Sun and Bass coming up, we've got to do this, we've got to do that, we've got to be really on the ball. We spent loads of time in the studio, like, working hard to, like, get tunes ready, and then it rains. So it's like George came up with this thing before any of this had even happened. He was like, you might go out on your first night, have a meal, get food poisoning, and then you're walking around with a shitty arse all week. So that's what George said. So that's kind of exactly how I feel this week. We've been walking around with a shitty arse all week with the rain following us. So don't overthink it, because you never know what's going to happen. Just have fun and see what happens.
This is true, because you've had bad luck with sets this year, haven't you?
Yeah, it's rained for both of our sets, so...
Man, the only times it's rained, when it has rained, it's absolutely cracked it down.
Yeah,
almost pretty much just on the hours when you're supposed to be played, really, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. We got 10 minutes of the first set and we got a thunderstorm. And then we managed to play our second set. It was still good. People came out, but it was raining for the majority of the set. So
Yeah, it's going to dampen spirits a little bit, really.
yeah, but it is what it is, isn't it? Can't do anything about the weather. So yeah, we've seen it out, playing our tunes. It's all good.
Go on, and then I'm going to give you an opportunity. I'll make up for that. I'll recompensate and balance things out for you. You can have a play at this exclusive. No, I think you've got something exclusive to play to us. You've got
so.
some
I don't know
music
what I'm
and
going to
stuff.
play you, but I've got a stick full of exclusive stuff, so we'll see.
Go on, this is really exciting because it could go any direction, really, in that type of way. I mean, there's all types of exciting things happening with Precinct. You're working with a range of really, really exciting artists and stuff like that. You got your fingers in many drum and bass pies in that way, so this could go any way at all. What vibe are you feeling? What vibe suits a windy day like this?
I feel like I'm somebody that gets bored really quickly, and obviously most people know me for making liquid, and I do make liquid, but I make a lot of everything. I'm always making different genres. I'm always exploring different subgenres of drum and bass, and I feel like, well, definitely the majority of music that I have is all unreleased, and it's all across the board. Like, some days I'm making liquid, some days I'm making jump up, some days I'm making rollers, sometimes I'm making hip hop. Me and Mindstate have been doing a lot of like kind of 87 BPM that then switches into 174.
Ooh.
So like hip hop influence, working with a lot of different vocalists. Always trying to work with people that other people aren't working with, because that's one thing that I feel is done a lot in drum and bass. It's like somebody works with one vocalist and then every man and his dog works with them, and although that's good, and obviously, you know, for newer artists, they end up being exposed to loads of different artists and loads of people hear their stuff. I always feel like I try and approach things in a bit more of an original way, where it's like, right, nobody's worked with this person, or this person's not done drum and bass, or not done too much. So yeah,
it's a really good observation. Like, there is a new singer pops up and then suddenly they're on absolutely everything. I mean, we went through the Dusky stage recently, and he was suddenly on every single track. And yeah, I mean, it's great to see people getting supported in that way, but then it can be kind of overkill and stuff. And I know, like, you know, obviously you're incredibly close with T.R.A.C. He did it to kind of make a point of the way that MCs were mistreated in the industry. So threw himself at every single producer, and there wasn't an album for about 10 years that didn't feature at least one T.R.A.C. collab. But that was him kind of proving a point and putting himself on the map, and look at what he's done now. So there's benefits of throwing yourself out there, but that was like, there's definitely a trend of kind of producers seeing something that's talented and jumping on it. And I know you stand for originality and not copying, basically, isn't it?
Try to, yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, it's hard sometimes, and you do work with vocalists and different people that, you know, others I've worked with, but yeah, I think that's one thing for me, where I always want to try and explore something new, something different, like little pockets, and what could be original or what could be different. So yeah,
cool. Play us something original now, man.
I feel like, because we were just talking about DRS, I've obviously got albums worth of music with Del, so let me find you something.
You've got untold amounts of material with Del. You've toured with him and written with him in all types of really interesting environments and stuff like that. So I imagine this could go any way now. Like, in fact, I'm so excited. I might just play a jingle. Yeah.
The One More Thing, Sun and Bass Social.
Big up everybody in the chats. We've got Brogan Flynn. We've got, hey, go on, Joe Trex. Go on, Joe is here. Wish I was still there. We wish you were still here as well, bro. Who else have we got? We got Diligent Fingers in the chat. Yes. We've got The Kink. Big up everybody. Big up Gooder as well. Who else have we got? We've got a lot of chat there. So yeah, just big up everybody who is stuck with us on the stream. And I think Dogger is ready now. Tell us, what's the name of this track?
So this one is myself, Dogger, and DRS, and it's called Let You Down. And we made this just as we got back from LA, so it's very, LA vibe.
Go on.
Welcome to Los Angeles. Please remain seated.
Del Rockski. Somebody say God, girl. Yeah. Don't let your love for free. It seems the only way to outweigh your love for me. I'll only let you down, girl. Cruising down Melrose, blowing out this Crenshaw. Pressure like hell, no sun hotter than hell though. Can't be taking no wells though. Pouring out some water for the homies who fell though. I got this bad beat blowing up my heartline. Giving up a heart so easy, sorry, but it's not mine. LA traffic, got the Stussy bar 5. Picking up some dams for our show that starts at 9:30. Don't let your love for free. It seems the only way to outweigh your love for me. I'll only let you down, girl. Don't let your love for free. It seems the only way to outweigh your love for me. I'll only let you down, girl. Cruising through downtown, big respect the come up, got it bumping surround sound, windows down, hanging arms out. Way too many messages and calls that I can't count. On the way to a show, could never talk about hearts now. Hearts now, lighting up dark now. Outside, we be traveling the world, running charts down. We be pulling up east with the arts. Found it all changed when I seen you in that dress with your ass out. Don't let your love for free. It seems the only way to outweigh your love for me. I'll only let you down, girl. Don't let your love for free. It seems the only way to outweigh your love for me. I'll only let you down, girl. Your love for free. It seems the only way to your love for me. I'll only let you down, girl. Your love for free. It seems the only way to your love for me. I'll only let you down, girl.
Wow, vibes, exclusive as well. Yeah, we're getting some whoops as well from the audience. Brilliant. I've been loving all of this exclusive music. It just seems like such a natural fit, you and Del writing together.
Yeah, man, defo. I feel like as well, just something else that I thought about, like it's quite short, and I feel like most of the time these days I'm making like songs rather than making like, I do still make stuff for the club, but most of my stuff these days it's just a song, and it's like it's got a beginning, a middle, and an end, and there's like points to it. It's like, again, like I said, I'm very like impatient and I get bored quite quick, and unless there's like changes happening, or like, sometimes it's nice to like have a slow progression, but I feel like a lot of the time these days I'm just making like, it's just right, it's over now, it's done its job.
Boom,
It's
move
over.
on.
Yeah,
go on, cool. Is that something then you expect of artists that you work with on the label, or does that mean then when people are sending you music and all the artists that you kind of bringing through, you work a lot with the new generation, do you encourage absolutely anything and there are no limitations?
I just feel like I let them have their artistic freedom, and it's like, look, what do you want to do? And I'll always give pointers. If I listen to something and I think, it's dragged on for a bit, it doesn't need to do this, then I might say that's a suggestion, but I'm not fixed on it. It's usually, for the label, it's like, if I like the track, how it sounds, what it's doing, then I'm like, look, it's up to you if you want, if it needs to be long, short, whatever you want to do, like, you've kind of got the artistic freedom. I'll just give you little pointers on how to make it sound the best, or, sometimes I think with my own music, it's like, right, where does this track belong? Is this a track for the club? If it is, make it long, make it easy for DJs to use. Is it a track that's going to do really well on streaming? Yeah, okay, make a short intro, make it short, just make it to the point. We want people to keep restreaming it and keep listening to it. So for me, when I'm making a tune, once I've started it and I know where it's going and how it's going to sound, I'm like, right, where does this track belong? And make it specifically for that platform.
Yeah, go on, different tracks for different stacks, I guess.
Or even doing two versions of stuff, like a shorter version for streaming, a longer version for DJs, radio edit. Like, I always think you're more likely to get some success, or you're more likely to get other people playing your music or liking it if it fits what they want to do with it,
So have those multiple versions ready, so then you're not kind of tied and it's not just one version which is 2 minutes 37 seconds long.
Yeah, exactly,
seems to be the kind of standard really for a lot of things. Cool, so we are going to invite A-Sides up in a moment, but tell us where things are at. First with Precinct. Last time I linked up with you to do an interview, came down to your studio, we went and walked a fictitious dog, and I remember looking at the schedule, and you had things pretty much tied up for the rest of the year. You're pretty organised and stuff like that, working with artists like Chris Castro and stuff. Yeah. Where are you at now? Are you still that organised?
Yeah, I mean, it was the beginning of this year has been really busy, so it's been like back-to-back projects. We just did a 6-track EP with Tom in the Chamber, who's a vocalist.
Sick.
So that was produced by multiple different artists, so I had a track on there. It was actually an Afrobeat tune featuring Slay and obviously Tom.
Cool. Wow.
Then there was like we had a hip hop one on there, which was produced by Mr. Slips, and then the rest of it was drum and bass. So like North Bass had a track on there, and then a couple of regulars from the label. So Brooke had a track on there. Clusion, who's from the US, had a track on there. So it was really like mixed, but it kind of still all fit together, and it worked quite nicely together. We've also been working on a project with Blind Mike, who's like a singer, songwriter from Manchester. He's had a couple of features on drum and bass, but he's never had like his own like drum and bass project. So myself and Mindstate produced the majority of that, along with Metrodome. That's like 8 tracks in total. So yeah, it's been pretty busy really, and I feel like the label's got to a point now where we have got, you know, a lot of younger producers that are releasing on the label, but also we're doing these projects where like we're producing a project for an artist. So like I just said there, myself and Mindstate will produce like a whole EP or whatever for Blind Mike, for example.
I can give the artist then the complete spotlight, really, and just give them the beats that they need to make them shine.
That's it.
Is that something? Have you segued us really nicely into a Blind Mike track? So I know that you're going to play one with Mindstate.
How many tracks can we play?
One.
Right.
'Cause
Well,
we've got
in
A
that
sides.
case, just to kind of switch it up, just before we came away, me and Dave was in the studio, Dave Mindstate, and we were just making stuff particularly for Sun and Bass. So we started off, it's kind of funny, it ended up Spanish in the end, so it's nothing to do with Italy. But yeah, we kind of started to make something that was like a bit more like, let's make something for on the beach, because we had a set on the beach, which got rained off. But anyway, we was like, let's make something that's a bit vibey and a little bit different. So this is, yeah, I guess it sounds completely different to what we normally make, so probably a good opportunity to play it now, and nobody's heard it, so
Nobody's heard this at all. We're back in exclusive town. We never left. Give it a flex.
So this one's Dogger and Mindstate, and it's called Fuego.
Absolutely love loving that. And I was just saying to Dogger now, like that sound of that bass, it's very similar to another tune of yours which is unreleased, which I would love to have, the track that you've done with Boo. But that kind of grunty bass line sounds a bit like when you used to put a can over the back of your wheel on your bike when you're a kid to make it sound like a motorbike, or aka my voice right now. So Dogger, can we get a round of applause please for Dogger, everybody? Hey, thank you very much. Yeah, big up man.
Nice one.
I will
Cheers,
leave
Dave.
you and your shitty ass to the rest of Sun and Bass. Brilliant. Don't forget your USB.
Oh, yeah. I'm
And
always
we
forgetting that.
are about, everybody's left their USB. I'm staring at Colby Echo Brown right now. He left his USB here. Deggs left his USB here. Obviously, I've taken all of the tunes and stuck them on Napster and sold them and done all types of things that I haven't really done. I would never look on someone's USB. That'd be a bit like wearing someone's pants or something like that. Right, Ace, nice one. That kind of fits in with the whole shitty ass analogy there, really. So I'm going to play a jingle and try and wipe that away from our memories. And as I do that,
Destination Sardinia.
a legend
It's
is
the
going to
one more
walk
thing
into
Sun and
view.
Bass Social.
Here he is. Hey,
What's up, Dave?
how you doing, man? You okay?
Yeah, great.
Go on, there we go. Grab a microphone. We've got a wind cover on it because it
Hello.
is quite windy. The A-side's in the building. How are you, man?
I'm jolly good, Dave, thank you.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think
Taking it nice and easy this week.
you're one of those people who are here for 10 days, I think, aren't you?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, every single fact that I've ever tried to utter out on this show has been wrong. 2 weeks. So this
Yeah.
is like a proper holiday, really.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Wednesday to Wednesday, 2 weeks. But, in my defence, me and Bailey always do the La Posta thing, which is on the Friday night. And then we always do like something on the Sunday night or the Monday night as well, because some people come early and some people come late as well. They stay till the end, so...
Yeah. It is. There's a really interesting kind of dynamic and change around as people kind of come and go over the course of the week. You find yourself raving with different people and stuff like that. But then there are people who are just here all of the time, really.
There are,
Like,
yeah.
I've seen, like, there are some people I've been looking out for, hoping to meet, and I haven't. And then there's some people I see literally every day, like yourself.
Yeah. And then you've got these like crazy people that come from Australia and New Zealand. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
Like they get on a plane, fly here economy, and they just party hard for a week and then just go back. And they don't even get sick. It's like, hold on a minute.
Wow. Yeah, and they come here every year and do
Yes,
that as well.
yes,
I'll be
yes.
lucky if I get to Australia once
Yeah.
in my life.
The only thing that I can think is that because of the 12-hour, it's pretty much 12-hour time difference. So they probably just stay on their normal zone, which means that at night it's like their daytime. So
that's the trick.
And
That's
then they
the
can
trick.
probably sleep during the day. Yeah.
But you've done a lot of, you've got a kinship with your Antipodean cousins, haven't you? You were out in New Zealand for a very, very long time, weren't you?
I was indeed, yeah.
So you were aware
Which was
of
a
that.
blessing.
Yeah. Well, it was during COVID and stuff like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. So when was your first Sun and Bass? What are your early memories?
I think it's like 2006 or 2007. I can never remember the year. But it was the year that they had Aziz on board as well, the guy from Austria. It was like a collaborative thing. So that was the first year. And at the time, I was with ESP, and they made the connection. And I've been back every year ever since. I haven't missed one.
Oh.
Yeah, every single year.
How much has changed and how much has stayed very true to that original one?
It's changed as in there's a lot more people. Like you look at some of the old pictures when you used to go to Amber Night in the gazebo and it was half empty on the last night. The venues have changed massively for the better.
Right.
Yeah, really, really good. Obviously, the things at the beach have stepped up. When I first came, if you did a set on the beach, you were just DJing in a little bar on the beach, and that was it. But so many things have just stayed the same too, like this place. It's not really changed. A lot of the restaurants haven't changed. The town centre hasn't changed much. You know, you've got things down like this new bar down the end of the beach there. They've redone Amber Night. That's really nice there now as well. But in general, you know, things move slowly here. I don't know if you've seen over the back there. There's a marina. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
No, I haven't.
They've been developing that for the last 10 years, and it's
Wow.
not changed one bit, I don't think.
Go on. I mean, that's nice though, because things move so quickly in our lives
Yeah.
and stuff like that. To come back to somewhere
Yeah.
that's kind of got a bit more consistency,
Yeah.
and gives you just a bit of time and a bit of space, really. Like when the minute you arrive here and you lock into the Sun and Bass Matrix, you're in your own time zone.
You
there,
are.
really, aren't you?
And another great thing as well is that, like, the people here stay. Like, I can go to restaurants that I used to go to, like, 15 years ago, and it's the same people, and they recognise you, and they're like, oh, come on, you know. You go to bars. You know, Giacomo has always been here at Alfaro.
Jack is a legend.
Yeah, that's really nice, you know, when you go to places and they, you know, they recognise you, they remember you, they treat you well. It's great.
Yeah, you feel welcome then as well, because that's the thing where, like, you know, there's a load of us from all over the world, drum and bass fans just invading this lovely little island and this lovely, you know, this lovely little village and this beautiful island, and that can be quite abrasive for the locals and stuff. So it's the way the Sun and Bass has kind of, you know, become part of the community and part of the annual calendar of events and part of the economy for San Teodoro in that way, isn't it?
Indeed, yeah. I mean, I even remember first time I came here, there was like one place in the whole of San Teodoro that had Wi-Fi, and that was it.
Wow.
We'd all used to go to this little spot to jack their Wi-Fi. It was right by the town centre, near the kebab shop, just round the corner from there. But that was it. There was just literally one spot.
I'm imagining like loads of drum and bass people all on their phones or on their laptops. Probably. Maybe, was this in the AIM? No, it wouldn't have been in the AIM.
No, it was.
It was in the AIM days.
It was the AIM days, or even ICQ. Yeah, around then. And nobody had social media. We didn't have roaming on our phone. If you wanted to use your phone, you'd be paying like £1 a minute to receive a call. Yeah, no 3G, no 4G. So the whole social media thing, that's all developed as well, because in the early days it was literally, I've got my digital camera with me, let me take some pictures, and then when I get home I'll see all my memories.
Wow, that's probably the biggest change. So would you like to play us some music, and what are you going to play?
I think I'm going to play, I'll play like the thing I did with Fats, which came out on Sun and Bass.
Yes.
And then maybe I'll play something unreleased, because I know you're screaming out for dub plates. And
screaming, screeching is probably a better word with the croakiness of my voice.
Yeah,
but
well, we got to
classics
keep up with the Joneses, so I'll try and find if I can see this screen.
And this, of course, has been incredibly... It's been an emotional Sun and Bass as we've paid tribute to so many legends and pioneers. Last time I was here 6 years ago, there were lighters galore and cheers for Spirit and for Marcus the year before. This year, we've been lamenting, we've been mourning over the loss of so many absolute titans in the game, including Fats, including Randall, and you know, kind of many others. So let's play tribute now and take us back. So are you ready?
I'm ready. Yeah. Hopefully. Let's see. We're in.
Oh, beautiful. Such an iconic voice. Such an iconic voice. For many, it will be like a representation of Sun and Bass. And it's funny, like every morning I pop in to see Jack Mo to get the key to unlock our decks and everything like that. And there's a big picture of Fats kind of giving it that classic smile.
He's
right
home where he
bar.
needs to be, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely.
That was the best place where we could. I'll tell you a story about that photo, which a lot of people will laugh about, especially if you know Fats. Yeah. So he used to stay at Stella Marina, which is the hotel in the centre.
Yeah, when you get to the end of the main road, isn't it?
And it was a big social thing. Like you'd always walk past there, and Fats would be outside, abusing people as they walk past most of the time, which is typical Fats if you know him. Yeah, it's a compliment if he abuses you most of the time. Anyway, obviously we lost Fats, so Mo decided to bring this photo of Fats. So last year we'd all be sitting outside the hotel, and Fats would be like on the table or on the chair. Anyway, this drunk guy comes along, a Sun and Bass guy, yeah, and the photo of Fats is on the chair, and he sits on Fats's face. and there's this like uncomfortable silence, yeah, because you hear the glass shatter when this guy sits on it, because he didn't realise. Wow. And then all of a sudden, everyone just bursts out laughing because we realised what's happened. So anyway, after that, the picture turned up at the beach, and then I think Mo was going to take it back, and then we decided, look, let's see if we can leave it here.
Yeah.
And obviously, Giacomo loved Fats, Fats loved Giacomo, and it's like, what a fitting place to just leave him behind the bar. Yeah. So I left him behind the bar last year, and he's still there now.
Oh,
and I get spies to come down here during the year. That if anyone's here, I say go and see if Fats is still there.
You got spies,
and he's still there. Yeah.
Wow, A-Sides has got spies, A-Spies. Brilliant. I mean, that's it. Like, tell me about your working relationship with Fats, because it just seemed like the pair of you just seemed like the perfect kind of partnership.
Yeah.
And obviously years ago, like you wrote, like there was 3 albums, wasn't there, to raise money for him, for his health and stuff like that. Which you were behind. But I mean, you and he were just one of those kind of partnerships, almost on the level of Randall and GQ in that type of way. I would
Indeed,
say,
yeah. I mean, I it's funny because like I'm from the underground as well, the same as Randall and all Flex and Uncle and all those guys. But I was there a little bit earlier, in the very early days, and then I went off to do my own thing, and that's when they started doing all the big labels and stuff. I obviously had releases with those guys through Reel to Reel.
So is that when you knew Fats through Reel
No,
to
I never
Reel?
knew Fats. He wasn't around there at the time.
Right.
So, maybe roll on a year later, Fats came up, because he wasn't there on the very early days. And then I was actually working with Cool Hand Flex, and we were doing a VIP, and he decided to call Fats and get him to do a vocal over the phone. And we put the mic up to the phone, recorded the vocal.
Wow, go on. Old school.
Yeah, that was the first thing. That was the first connection with Fats. And then after that, we met, and then we just started working together on music, and then went out on the road together, and it just never stopped.
Go on.
We went all over the world, really. We went everywhere.
It takes a certain type of friendship, I think, to be able to tolerate each other when you're in each other's pockets so much when you're travelling around the world. It's a testament to a bond, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Our personalities are quite similar as well. He's a bit more hardcore than I am. But yeah, I mean, we have lots of mutual friends, similar mindset. Love for music is the same. We love the same kind of music. And yeah, we just bonded nice, yeah.
Love it.
Yep.
Love it. Rest
God
in
bless
peace,
Fats,
singing Fats. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, so that song anyway, might as well talk about the song.
Please.
So yeah, I was doing an EP for Sun and Bass Recordings, and then I wanted to do something that I thought, there's a lot of like anthemic songs here, like, big intros, nice. They love the musical side of drum and bass here. So I wanted to do something that had a big, nice, lush intro with loads of synths and melodies, and then a big drop, So I basically did the track, and then sent it to Fats, and he did the vocal, and that's how that one came around.
Right.
And then that was the finishing touch for the EP. But
so he was inspired by that kind of illustrious opening. And it is, he's like, you can imagine him as well. The good evening, sir. Good evening, dear.
Walking into the clubs. Yeah. A lot of people have asked me what the vocals are because a lot of the time, most of the people can't understand what Fat says when he sings. It's funny because I've heard so many people singing "Drop It Down," and everybody's got their own translation of what it says, other than "Drop It Down." But yeah, I was going to get a T-shirt made with the lyrics of Arctic on it, so everyone could see what it was. But yeah, that song is also special to me and a lot of other people as well because when everyone was in lockdown, and nobody had heard it really, and then they put it on the Sun and Bass video. So it was just so strange. Like I was in New Zealand, and then all of a sudden, when I think it must have been in September, when they should have had Sun and Bass, and everyone was in lockdown, that's when they released the video, and it had the whole intro and literally half of Arctic on it, with drone footage over La Cinta, and then I think they had maybe an FD or a Calibre track afterwards. And I think it just lifted a lot of people up when they needed it because most of the world was in a major lockdown. So it's special in that way as well, yeah.
Incredibly special, incredibly special. Now play us something special from the future.
I'm going to have to look. I just chucked a load of things on the USB, so I'll see what I've got.
Just chucked a load of things, like you're a pioneer. I want to big up everybody in the chat. I think we got lost on Twitch for a little while, but we are back. Since I've had you on my mind, so nice to feel so real. Really don't want to crash Fats' vocal again. Pick up all the chat people. We've come off Facebook now entirely, so we're just on YouTube and Twitch. It's a moment in a time since I've had you on my mind. So nice to feel so real. Woof, woof, woof. Right, so we're into the last half hour now, and we've got to keep time tight. Wow, big up Spy on that VIP there.
Right.
Wow. Go on. That's been a special weapon for you, I would imagine.
Yes, not many people have that one, and it's going to stay that way.
Hey.
Yeah, big up Spy for the remix.
Go on, and big up everybody who's enjoyed that as well, who's been lucky enough to catch that on the stream. So now we welcome our final interview guest. Now we've got a DJ guest, so thank you very much, A-Sides. Everybody give a round of applause for A-Sides, please. Hey, thank you very much. Awesome. So another legend in the building, and we go from an originator to brand new generation. Someone who is very known to me. I was doing her first ever interviews quite a few years ago now, and it's actually started to rain, and we're not rainproofed. We're windproof today, but we're not rainproofed. So this could be an issue. So before we get electrocuted, Sabrina, how are you doing?
A bit fragile today, but I'm good.
You've been out at every single...
Can you hear me properly?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Good. Never had
Just
a mic in my hand.
shout into it. So you get as croaky as me. You've been at every single party, I think, though, haven't you? You haven't missed any of the lineups at all.
I have really bad FOMO. Really, really bad FOMO, so I have to be out every single night.
And we don't get lineups like we do here. You don't get the vibe, kind of like this in the UK, really. So there is this kind of feeling of wanting to savor it all and wanting to enjoy it all, really, isn't it?
It's the same people every single night, the same crowd, drum and bass music, but I have to be there. It's special. Every single night, it's a different story, but special.
It really is special. This is your second Sun and Bass now, isn't it?
Second year, yeah. And I just saw, Mark System's gone. I just saw him, but I wanted to big him up because he's the reason I'm here. But he's gone now.
Mark System is the reason you're here?
Yeah, he is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go on. Yeah. Do tell us more.
Last year, last year, I was just speaking to him and I was like, can you put in a good word for me? And you don't have to, but it's one of my dreams. Like, this would be a dream come true to play here. And he literally just put in a good word for me. And I think a few other people did as well, but he was one who mainly reached out. And he's the reason I'm here.
Go on. That's amazing. Big up the trumpet playing ex-MC that is, and previous guest of this episode, that is Mark System. That's brilliant. But, I mean, credit to you. Like, I've been interviewing you since 2020. You were incredibly new generation, but credit to you. Like, he wouldn't have put you forward if you weren't a badass DJ. And what's special about you is that, I mean, your speciality is digging into the last 30 years, isn't it, really? That's one of your USPs as a selector. You're fascinated by music that is older than you.
Pretty much most track I play is older than me.
That's brilliant. What is it about those original sounds, that foundation kind of vibe for you in particular? What is it that it's kind of driven you down that creative route?
I don't even know. It just sounds a lot. I don't want to say better because there's a lot of amazing music right now, but it's just that raw kind of like chaotic, messy feeling, and it just makes me feel like I'm actually in the rave back in the 90s, which I wish I was there. But it's just, and the 7 minutes long track, I'm all for it. The long intros, the long breakdowns, like my attention span is still great, so I prefer longer tracks.
Wow. Yeah, you're actually in the minority there at Sun and Bass and within the drum and bass community. Yeah. Most of us, Dogger was saying, like, he gets bored very easily, he's got no patience. I can relate to that so much. I mean, you and Dom and Roland then are probably the only people, because Dom and Roland was giving me some advice on how to keep it chill. Can you give me some advice then on having a longer attention span? I'm looking for life tips while I'm here.
So, God, read more books.
Read more books. I'm a journalist. I write the books, God damn it.
Less time on phones. Read more books. Go out more. Go walks more. Just do more life things that's not on your phone. Which is why I go on walks every Sunday. Sometimes even up to 10 miles. So.
Up to 10 miles. Wow.
Not after a night out, but.
Go on, cool. So you're into that kind of marathon vibe, really, and that kind of
I know I don't look it.
But right, you've been on a mission now, so you've come through as a DJ, which I think is always really exciting. For a long time, no one came through as a DJ. There we go. Arp XP is leaving the foyer. Right. Yeah, I mean, it's great to see people coming through as DJs again. And I think in recent times, especially since lockdown, that's actually started happening again. There was probably about 20 years where people didn't really come through as DJs, really. And you're part of that kind of movement. And that's exciting. But now you're on behind the scenes. you've been on a bit of a kind of production journey now, haven't you? That's the next stage.
I've tried. I've been really. I'm just gonna say this. I'm not even embarrassed by it, but I'm struggling to make drum and bass. Like I really am struggling to make drum and bass. A lot of the stuff I'm making now is like 130, 140, a bit of 160 as well. But it's like very breaks. Just I don't want to say it's not music like you've never heard before, but I don't know anyone making those kind of tracks. I mean, I can play one in a minute, but it's very like Prodigy meets like Sherelle.
Wow, go on, cool. We're talking big rave energy, you like.
Yeah, I'll get my USB.
Cool. I mean, this is really interesting because Mark earlier said that there's a bit of a misconception that drum and bass is harder than everything, and that all genres are hard. But you've come to. Oh, there we go. I'll hold that. Oh, Davey, 2 mics. I think that's trapped on your foot there. Oh, that's all right. It's cool. Yeah, I mean, Mark said it's not harder to make drum and bass, and all styles of music are just as hard in their own unique way, really. Yeah. But I think a lot of people, let's just take a little straw poll, because the audience is mainly producers here. There are, can I just see like a hand in the air if drum and bass is harder than other genres, or they're all hard? Well, I kind of asked you. Drum and bass is the hardest. Mind States has spoken. Drum and bass is the hardest.
I think for me, in the next couple of months, I'm going to try and save up money, and I really want to just get like drumming lessons, piano lessons, and guitar lessons. I just want to do it all on my own.
Yes.
I just feel like I'm cheating a bit sometimes if I'm just like, all right, Splice done. YouTube, which is fair, is there to use, so it's fine. But for me, I think I'm more hands-on with things, and that's what I want to do. But it might not work out. I might just go back to Splice. But
so you've been really soaking up everything, and that's what you want to do. You just want to completely immerse yourself, which is exactly as you've done as a DJ as well, immersing yourself into like the 30 years of music and the type of kind of classic sounds that you play. So you've got your USB. Let's hear it. This is going to be a real exclusive.
I just want to say I've only posted it on Instagram. I've not mastered it.
Oh right, okay. So the good
I don't
people
know.
of
The levels might be a bit. Can I swear?
Oh, of course, I've been swearing like a sailor.
The levels might be fucked, but so this track is actually with GQ.
Wow.
It was got a sample from his mix with Slipmat back in 1999. I just took it off and I asked him and stuff. I think he's going to redo the vocals, and hopefully we're going to get it out. But we need to speak to his manager first, Chef. But I've sent him like a little teaser and he likes it, so we'll see. But yeah, I haven't really got a name for it. It's called Helter Skelter at the moment. But then I realised there's a lot of songs out there called Helter Skelter already. Especially, is it Big Beatles tune called Helter Skelter, I think?
Oh, yeah, there was. Or maybe there's an album, I believe, called Helter Skelter, actually. Yep, I'm getting a nod from my slightly older colleague there. And shall I play a jingle, or have you got it? No, you've got it.
Yeah, I've got it. I've never tested it on like this before. I tested it on my phone, laptop, car. So
and now you're testing it in front of an audience of your peers.
So I'm really sorry if the levels are off, because I've actually not tested it. And also it's really heavy. I know people are playing Liquid earlier, so I'm really heavy. It's going to be really heavy.
Just press play. We are ready. Come on. Yes, just press play.
You know what time it is. You know what fucking time it is.
Very Prodigy based.
Go on! Yes, the audience approve. Ooh, yeah, that's heavy. That's heavy.
It's a bit too heavy.
stuff. That was an exclusive from Sabrina there. Your first production that you've started to air out to public. I mean, that must be quite daunting, really. And it's a real pleasure.
Shaking a little bit, but it's fine. I think I'm just cold.
It's a real pleasure because I was one of the earliest interviews to kind of support you. I did a podcast called 20 People Killing It in 20. So people, 20 people under 20 or 20 and under who were killing it in 2020.
I just turned 18 when I met you.
Yeah. You know, we are talking new generation. And this is what I love, you know, we've just had A-sides and now we're talking to you, like, you know, you're going to be taking us into the next 20 years of Sun and Bass, the next 20 years of drum and bass or rave music and stuff like that. So to be able to support you right at the start and now to be able to kind of, you know, be able to give you an opportunity to play your tunes for the very first time.
I want to know what you think of the track.
Yeah, I come from rave. Prodigy, like one of the biggest influences me and switched me from a heavy metal fan into a raver. Yeah. Like that,
if Dave approves, that's enough for me.
Yeah, no, I play that type of music. That's like I play a slower kind of, you know, I play a little bit of drum and bass, but that's the type of sound that really switches me on.
That track was actually inspired by Funky Shit by Prodigy. If you listen to it, it's like a very similar structure as well. But yes, that was my big inspiration.
Go on, amazing. Have you got quite a few works in progress and stuff like that? Are you focusing on one track, or have you got quite a lot of? Do you like starting ideas basically?
I've got about 10 songs ready. This one is the most ready, but obviously I just need to tweak it a bit more and stuff. I think this will be my debut release, and then I'm gonna get like a hopefully like a really short EP. Early next year, maybe February, hopefully.
Right.
We'll see. Honestly, I'm in no rush at all.
No, you don't need to be. And just like this is a marathon, the career, the life in drum and bass is a marathon. You know, I'm 46 in a couple of weeks' time, and I might not be here if I get electrocuted by the rain.
I know. I'm just thinking like the decks are getting wet.
This is
Are they waterproof?
This is. Have we got a towel or something that we can put over the decks? Wow, this is crazy. All right, okay, a cover is coming out there. It wasn't in the forecast. Wow, it wasn't in the forecast at all. Cool. We've got a sheet now going over the decks. This is nuts. So yeah, you shouldn't be in a rush, and I think that's the moral of the story, really, kind of for anybody really in this game. Like I think because of social media, because of the internet, because of the way that we all live now, there's this feeling that it's got to happen now and it's got to happen now, and it's almost too late.
Something that I've been struggling a lot with is the speed of it all. And for me, I'm not trying to be the next big thing. I have no desire to be like that. I just want to play music to the right people. That's it. That's literally it for me. And yeah, no rush.
Yeah, that is the way it should be. And I think when things come like that naturally, that's when good stuff happens, because you haven't got these big expectations. You're not setting yourself these goals.
I am also lucky enough to have another job that I'm like my own boss of, to get income from. So it's like music is more like a true like love and hobby.
That's great.
Yeah,
I mean, that's something that we spoke to Zero T about yesterday. You know, he's a video editor, and he's a massive artist. He's a massive artist within our universe, but still has a day job, and it means that everything he makes, he's happy, he's comfortable with, and stuff like that. Really. Yeah. Awesome. What's been your highlight? I've seen you there's some people I was hoping to bump into, and now they've since left. I text Colette Warren this morning. She was like, mate, she's gone. And normally I associate her with Sun and Bass. Didn't see her at all. But I've seen you at every party. So who's been your highlight?
I think honestly, apart from my own set with Colette, it was a debut because we wanted to do that for a very long time.
Sick.
Apart from that, I think that's my first. But up there is, and I'm pretty sure other people have said this, but it's Marky and Di's set at Bal Harbour.
Yeah.
I will never ever forget that. Ever.
Yeah, that was a real moment. That was a real history lesson, and especially in terms of the kind of sounds that you're pursuing as an artist as well. That kind of foundation hardcore sound, and all of those kind of lovely little dots that you can join in between. That was the history lesson, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. But no, I hope people liked it, and I hope people on the stream like it as well. Hopefully get that release very soon, but we'll see. I've had a good response to it, but we'll see.
Amazing. I wish you all the best of luck. And now I'd like to welcome our final guest of the show, who's going to sign out with a mix. So Sabrina, everybody who's gone in from the rain, everybody give a round of applause. Thank you so much. Awesome. So there we go. There's Sabrina, and now we're going to wrap up now with a set from Adi-J. But first, I'd like to have a little chat with you as well and just big you up. You're a regular at Sun and Bass, aren't you? I will chat and get you sort yourself out.
If you get to hear my voice, you understand I'm a regular.
I'll let you untangle yourself.
No,
yeah, this is just like basically a pair of motorbikes revving against each other now with my croaky voice and your croaky voice.
Only I'm like this every single day.
Every single day
That's
of your life, not even in Sun and Bass then?
Probably since when I was 3.
Oh, wow. Are you a noisy person like me? Have you just shout a lot?
Shouting.
Yeah.
Started in Scouts, then
and you haven't stopped.
And didn't stop.
So you played, did you play at the first Sun and Bass?
Yes.
Hey,
So,
I got it right.
Got it right.
For once.
Because I saw the other interviews.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was there in the first. Yeah. So, I'm from Amsterdam. And we got booked via Tyson in Arnhem, who knew he's German. And he knew Stefano. And we came driving to Düsseldorf, getting caught with weed in the car before the airport. Not me, I'm not even smoking. Couple of other people of the crew. And then we flew into Italy, into here. And in Sardinia, there were also some problems at the airport. Not with me, but everything ended up fine. And we got here with 6 people.
How many did you start off with?
6. Everybody came.
Oh, right. So people didn't get arrested or incarcerated.
They did, but they let them go.
Yay!
So I
Fight the
remember
power.
Stefano waiting outside of the airport, and he was like, "I'm missing 2 people," and we're like, "That might take a few minutes," but we just saw dogs and cops. And we just went to Stefano. It was like, this is embarrassing. Anyways, whatever they did, spoke to them, all was good. Everybody got in, 6 people, 2 MCs, 3 DJs.
Right, a proper crew of you then.
Proper crew, 1 photographer, and that's it. And I think we played, we were booked to play 1 or 2 sets, and I ended up playing 7 or 9. Because there were not enough DJs and too many parties. Yeah.
Not enough DJs and too many parties.
You know,
it's the other way around these days,
yeah,
now,
exactly.
isn't it?
But it was fun.
Wow.
And we did play vinyl. So we were like, okay, B-side, is there a C-side? A-side again, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Wow, God. Are you a regular every single year or as many years as possible?
So I think in between I missed about 4 years. The years that my kids were born, and then I came with them.
Oh, brilliant. You bring your family over and everything
yes,
as well.
And it was funny, because back then, nobody had kids. So we were the only oldies who would bring their babies, and then kids. So they were here for a few years, and they're going to start coming back next year.
Are you going to get them on the staff like other families too?
Yeah.
This is a multi-generational organisation and an extended family of families.
Someone's got to work.
Yes,
While we
someone's
party.
got to work.
Yeah. So,
Brilliant. This is where your pension kicks in early, really.
Exactly.
Amazing. So you are going to sign out. You're playing one of the very last sets, really, aren't you? On Saturday, you're signing out the festival
Amber
this
Day.
year, aren't you? At Amber Day.
Yeah.
With
So that's
Favour.
also a nice thing. I kind of always get the same set.
Oh, right, so it's a bit of a tradition at Sun and Bass for you then. Brilliant.
Yeah, so either Friday or Saturday, closing set at Amber Day.
Wow, so
And that's perfect.
I'm opening Amber Day tonight. As you might have heard, I am absolutely crapping my pants. I'm happy to embarrass myself like this, but as a DJ, it's a very different thing. I'm very nervous about it. Can you give me some advice before you do your little set? And I mean little in the space of time, not in a devaluing type of way.
I understand. No
Little
life tips like before. I'm trying to think. Just don't have too many MCs with you, maybe on Amber Day.
I don't know. The rest of the lineup is all MCs for me. It's a vocal lineup.
But let's say 1 will do to kind of warm it up. Yeah.
Okay, just
and
one
I
MC,
think it's
not the
always
usual
nice.
10.
And I think it's always nice in Amber Day to kind of look to the back. It's like to the horizon, to the street.
Oh,
There's
right.
always random people passing by looking in. It's always nice.
Those are the people I want to lure into the venue.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll look out. I'll try not to stress, and in the meantime, I'm just going to get inspired by your set.
Nice.
So this is the very final thing on the stream. I'd like to big up everybody who has tuned in, who has commented, who has supported and shared and done all of that amazing thing and followed us. For people watching One More Thing on Twitch, we will be back sometime next week with a demo drop, and then we will be regular every day from the 25th of September. But I'd like to thank Sun and Bass for letting us do our thing here each and every day. I'd like to thank my co-producer as well, Alex, who is an absolute legend, and none of this would have happened without him and his hard work. And I'd like to thank
you,
Adi
Alex.
for signing us out and providing some musical entertainment for the last 15 minutes of the show. It's only 6 minutes. We are going to roll
minutes.
over. We're going to roll over. We're going to roll over.
Thank
I talk
you.
too much. This is Adi-J. Thank you very much. There we go. Yay! One more jingle.
The One More Thing, Sun and Bass Social.
Thank you.
sorrow. Thinking about today, but them not think about tomorrow. What type of life are we living? Murderation, raping and killing and sin.
You got to let it go.
There we have it. Thank you to everybody who has joined us on the streams. And thank you, Adi-J! Yay! This has been wild. What a week. Thank you, Sun and Bass. Thank you to everybody on the chat and everybody in the universe. Like, we'll be around. We'll be somewhere soon. Hey! Thank you.